Welcome to Trimble Ag's video tutorial series. This video introduces you to the updated user interface changes in Precision IQ version 6.40. Changes include new touch behaviors, system improvements, and added feature functionality. We'll be focusing mainly on the home and run screen improvements that have occurred with this release. First, let's take a look at the home screen. Notice that the Start button has moved to here. This button is now persistent across all screens in Precision IQ. As long as it's green, you can enter the run screen at any time. You no longer need to be on the home screen. The GNSS icon has moved slightly. Tap this icon to get details of the satellite convergence and correction status. Some new settings have been added to the System Setting menu. Tap the Setting button to see these options. For example, in Display Setup, you can set Precision IQ to launch when the display powers up. If you have an external camera, then you can enable it using this setting. Likewise, if your implement supports ISO application control, you'll want to enable Universal Terminal here. More on the camera and Universal Terminal later when we talk about the run screen changes. For operators who do not need all the details provided by Precision IQ, you can opt to view the interface in a simple screen mode. This mode simplifies the home screen and other layouts. Also, here is the setting to hide the display's Android navigation bar. With this setting enabled, you can avoid tapping the Android back button while in Precision IQ. When done in the settings area, tap back to return to the home screen. The resource tiles still work the same way as they did with previous versions of Precision IQ. We've made some changes to the implement screen. Tap the implement tile. Here, you can save a copy of an implement's configuration. For example, if you have a sprayer that has different nozzle configurations, you can quickly create multiple implement configurations to accommodate each nozzle count that you use. Tap the Save As button to save a copy of the selected implement configuration. In this area, you can review details about any implement. Tap a different implement from the list to preview. To change an implement, select one from the list and then tap Select Implement. After you have selected an implement, tap back to return to the home screen. Once you have selected the vehicle, implement, field, and so forth, you'll be able to enter the run screen. Until then, the Start button will be yellow. Tap the green Start button to enter the run screen. Most of the changes in this release of Precision IQ have been made in the run screen. The run screen is where all the work is done and where most operators will be spending the majority of their time. Here's the familiar run screen from previous releases of Precision IQ. This is your virtual vehicle, application control, and other guidance and feature buttons. Now here is the new run screen. It has been reorganized to provide the operator an improved view of their operational details and controls. The run screen shows details for a wide variety of licensed features that can be installed on your display and guidance controller. Here is an example of a run screen with basic guidance license active and an implement without using application control. And here is an example of a run screen with several licensed features enabled. For example, vehicle guidance and an implement using ISO Universal Terminal and Field IQ. Your display will update to show only the licensed features you are currently using. Please note that your experience will vary depending on the license features you have active. For details about installing licenses and activating the associated features, contact your authorized Trimble reseller or dealer. The run screen contains 4 quadrants. The upper left is Quadrant 1, to Quadrant 2, Quadrant 3, and finally Quadrant 4 in the upper right. As you enable such display settings, like Universal Terminal or an external camera, the run screen will update and Precision IQ will place those active features into an assigned quadrant. First, let's take a quick tour of the new run screen. We'll get into the details later on. This area shows the current operational status. It is persistent on all Precision IQ screens. There are several familiar icons along with a few new ones. A new Stop Done button has been added here. Tap this button to end your run screen task. With this button, you will no longer have to return to the home screen to complete your work. Here is your dynamic light bar. Tap this button to start coverage. It updates to show coverage in progress or ready to apply. If your vehicle uses manual guidance, or if you have a license for Easy Steer or Easy Pilot, then the Vehicle Direction button is now located here. If your implement is using Next Swath, then these buttons will appear on the run screen. Finally, this button shows the status of auto steering. It updates to show whether auto steering is off, ready, or engaged. This area is for Precision IQ system activities, and it is persistent on all Precision IQ screens. This area is for run screen controls. It only appears while in the run screen. You'll notice that many of the buttons here are similar to those from previous versions of Precision IQ, but they have now been relocated to appear in this location for an improved operator experience. Tap these buttons to open the drawer to access its controls and settings. For example, tap this button to open the line creation drawer. From here, you can record boundaries and create guidance lines for your field. When available, you can expand and reprioritize the drawer items to fit your operational needs. This is the Pattern Select button. Tap this one to cycle through your existing guidance patterns. Long press this button to view and activate specific lines and boundaries. Along the bottom of the screen, you'll find active task information. As you perform the task, the details will update accordingly. For example, you can quickly view the swath number, total area, workable area, coverage details, and other info related to your task. If your implement has active sensors, then swipe or tap this area to change the info view. Now, let's go over the run screen quadrants and what you can do with them. Depending on the active features you're using, these areas will automatically adjust to show your current feature details. For example, if you use guidance only, then all 4 quadrants will show the map. But if your implement is using rate and section control, then the application bar will appear in this area with the guidance map above it. If you add a universal terminal, then the run screen updates to look like this. Some quadrant views can be expanded. So if you need to see a larger view, then double tap the quadrant to expand it. Take care when you double tap a quadrant to make sure you do not tap any active buttons within the quadrant. Quadrants that can be expanded will also have this icon. If you prefer, you can tap this icon directly to expand the quadrant. To collapse the view, either double tap the quadrant again or tap the icon directly. Some features may use the same quadrant. For example, in this configuration, the quadrant here contains both universal terminal and an external camera. If a quadrant contains more than one feature, then this icon is displayed. Long press in this quadrant to switch between views. Finally, there are now 3 perspectives you can set for the virtual vehicle on the map. Tap the vehicle to bring up the Vehicle Perspective menu, and from here, tap this icon to toggle through the 3 views: overhead, bird's eye, or horizon. Thank you for watching. You now have a basic introduction to the new features and functionalities in Precision IQ version 6.40. For details about installing licenses and activating the associated features, please contact your authorized Trimble reseller or dealer.